What if the Roman Empire never fell? Let's explore. The fall of the Roman Empire in 476 AD is often seen as the end of ancient civilization and the beginning of the Dark Ages. But what if that collapse never happened? What if Rome endured, not as a crumbling remnant of marble ruins and fading glory, but as a living, breathing empire, expanding its influence through centuries to the modern day? This is the story of that alternate timeline, a 2,000-year-old Rome that never fell, that adapted, expanded, and reshaped the entire course of human history. The spark that changed everything. In our timeline, Rome was plagued by internal corruption, overextension, economic instability, and relentless pressure from barbarian tribes. But in this alternate world, one key change redefines the fate of the empire: the rise of a reformer emperor in the 4th century. Marcus Aurelius Secundus, a fictional but pivotal figure. Secundus, a gifted strategist and reformer, takes power in 367 AD. He implements sweeping political reforms, decentralizing power across provinces, rewarding merit over birth, modernizing military logistics, and integrating border tribes into the army as citizens, not enemies. Most importantly, he reestablishes the Senate's role, giving Rome's aristocracy a new stake in the empire's survival. Where others sought dominance, Secundus sought sustainability, and it worked: a stronger Rome through unity. By 400 AD, the Roman Empire has shifted from a fragile monolith to a federal system of semi-autonomous regions, each loyal to Rome but allowed to manage its affairs. Germany is no longer the land of invaders, but of Romanized federates. Britannia remains under firm Roman rule, its towns thriving with aqueducts, colosseums, and Latin schools. Christianity, instead of becoming a divisive force, is harmonized with Roman governance. The Church does not compete with emperors. It becomes part of the administrative fabric, acting as a unifying cultural force. Pagan traditions are not outlawed but rebranded as cultural heritage, turning conflict into coexistence. The Age of Roman Innovation, 500,000 AD. With peace and unity secured, Rome focuses inward. Roads stretch across continents, connecting markets from Hispania to Judea. Slavery, once the backbone of labor, is gradually replaced by guild-based economic systems and early industrialization. Roman scholars, building upon the works of Archimedes, Galen, and Ptolemy, create the first mechanical clocks, rudimentary telescopes, and chemical distilleries. By 750 AD, the Romans begin experimenting with steam-powered tools, influenced by the ancient engineer Hero of Alexandria. Combined with global trade reaching into India and China, Rome enters an early industrial age. Cities grow upward with layered aqueduct systems and multi-story living quarters. Public health, education, and civic law become Rome's trinity of progress. Rome meets the world, 1000 to 1500 AD. Rome does not isolate itself. Instead, it builds bridges, literally and diplomatically, across cultures. It establishes embassies in Song Dynasty China, learns from Islamic mathematicians, and absorbs technologies like gunpowder and advanced metallurgy. By 1100 AD, Rome's eastern colonies stretch past the Black Sea into Central Asia. Trade caravans from Constantinople to Chang'an are common, guarded by Roman legions in red and gold. In the west, the empire sails to Iceland, Greenland, and eventually reaches the shores of Vinland, what we call North America. Unlike our timeline's chaotic colonization, Rome sends diplomatic legates and engineers instead of conquerors. The native tribes are not slaughtered but taught Roman roads, medicine, and farming techniques. In exchange, Rome adopts new agricultural crops and survival techniques. By 1450, the Roman Empire spans from the Atlantic to the Ural Mountains, from the Sahara to Scandinavia, and across dozens of fortified cities in the New World. The scientific Pax Romana, 1500 to 1800 AD. While Europe in our world was engulfed in religious wars, Rome in this timeline nurtures a scientific renaissance. The Copernican model, Newtonian physics, and early electricity emerge within imperial universities under state sponsorship. The Pax Romana, a global peace enforced by a powerful but stable imperial system, allows scientific cooperation across continents. Rome's lunar calendar is updated with atomic clocks. The printing press evolves into a global information network powered by early Roman steam electricity. By 1700, every citizen in Rome's major cities has access to public baths, healthcare, education, and libraries stocked with texts from every culture under imperial influence. The legions, now outfitted with muskets and early artillery, focus less on expansion and more on protection. Rome doesn't seek more land, it seeks more knowledge. The modern Roman Empire, 1800 to 2000 AD, industrialization accelerates in the 19th century. Rome harnesses electric power decades ahead of our world, driven by an empire-wide network of scholars, engineers, and state-funded inventors. Steamships give way to electric trains, and by 1885, Rome launches its first airborne dirigibles, connecting Britannia to Nova Roma, North America, in days. Cities evolve into stunning urban centers, blending Roman classical design with futuristic infrastructure. Skyscrapers shaped like colosseums rise above eco-engineered parks. Senators, now elected by public vote from citizens across the globe, meet in a solar-powered Senate House that sits between Rome and Constantinople, the twin capitals of the Eternal Empire. Social structure also transforms. Latin remains the official language, but local dialects are preserved and celebrated. Racial divisions are minimal. The concept of civis Romanus, Roman citizen, is inclusive, spanning tribes, cultures, and creeds. Equality is a lived principle, not a theory. Technology and the Stars, 2000-2025 AD. By the 21st century, Rome is a planetary empire. With no dark ages to stall progress, the world enters space exploration by the early 1900s, and by 2020, Rome has a moon base, solar power satellites, and Martian terraforming missions in progress. The emperor is now largely ceremonial, with a globally elected Senate and a planetary administration overseeing 12 billion citizens. Rome's greatest strength lies not in its legions or wealth, but in its ability to absorb, evolve, and unify. Artificial intelligence is used to manage traffic, resource distribution, and education. Medical advancements have eliminated most diseases, and lifespans average 120 years. Gladiator games are now VR simulations of ancient battles, and temples once devoted to gods now celebrate philosophy, music, and unity. Conclusion: a world rewritten. In this alternate timeline, the Roman Empire never fell because it learned to change. It grew not by conquest, but by cooperation. It thrived not on slavery, but on shared prosperity. Instead of vanishing into the history books, Rome rewrote the book itself, line by line, century by century, until Earth itself was a Roman world. And now, it sets its eyes on the stars, not as conquerors, but as eternal seekers of knowledge. Ave Imperium, the empire endures.